Sister Circle, yeah. Sister Circle, scream it out. Sister Circle, yeah. Sister Circle, scream it out. Scream it out.
Between a rock and a hard place, looking for somewhere to call a safe space, where women crowd around and say it's okay. They all about their actions, so they gon' pray.
Good morning, sisters. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. It's Friday. Happy Friday, sisters. Or as we tend to say in the circle, happy direct deposit day. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on and greet your sisters as you are coming in. To all of our sisters in the cathedral, all of our sisters in Facebook. Please make sure you make room for the Graham girls so that they can squeeze in on that pew next to you. I know that the deacons have already put out our chairs so that we have plenty of space. Of course, we have tons of space in the cathedral. That's my home church. But we will make space for you either in the cathedral or in Facebook church. But good morning, sisters. Happy Friday. This is our Yielded in Yellow Friday, hence my yellow top. So I hope if you've already gotten up out the bed this morning, you already have on your yellow, you are ready, because you know what time it is. It is actually 6:31 and you are already 1 minute into our fast. So put that donut down. Put that sugar up coffee and whatever else you thought you was gonna sneak in. You are out of time. Fasting has started. So today, sisters, I want to just remind you that we are yielding. It is our Yielded Friday, and we are, as a sisterhood, collectively coming together with great intention. We are laying down our plates today. So, you know, in the Sister Circle on Fridays, we fast from 6:30 to 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. So you are 2 minutes already into your fast. So we're going to ask you to remember no meat, no sweets. So when they have the buffet today, no meats and no sweets. We got stuff that we need to get done, and we get it done in prayer. All right. Will you do that with me, sisters? Will you join me in our Yielded Friday? If you're with me, let me see you put that thumbs up in the chat. Good morning, Larshall. I see Massachusetts in the house. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning to all of our sisters. Good morning, Ivy. I'm going to try to navigate responding to these chats, but you know, no one can respond and interact online with y'all like our own circle pastor, the Leah Hill McNair. Come on, can you all help me give it up for our circle pastor? She is finishing up some schoolwork, which is why some of us have been filling in this week. But do not fear. The GOAT will be back. All right. So we thank God for all of our sisters that are filling in so that our circle pastor can focus on her studies. But she will be back. I know y'all miss her. We miss her. I'm always humbled and a little bit terrified when I have to fill in, because she has laid a great foundation for us. But give a good shout out to her. Pray for her as she endeavors to finish her studies, that God will give her the strength that she needs. And we thank God for her sacrifice, that she has just been laboring for us. So throw some hearts, throw some fire, throw some thumbs up in the chat for our circle pastor. We do miss you, and we are anxiously awaiting your return. Amen. Amen. Let the church say amen. Ladies, let's jump in. Today is, I'm sorry, one more thing, and then we're going to jump in. Do not forget, make sure that you're connecting with your small groups. If you have not connected with a group, please make sure you let us know. Put it in the collective so that our central team can take a look at that. We want to make sure that every sister is connected, near and far, whatever state you are in. Please make sure that you have found yourself a small group and that you all are getting together and doing that heart work. If you're having any challenges, please, please, please reach out. Let us know. You can send a message either in the collective, or you can send it to our Sister Circle email. We want to make sure that no sister has been left behind. And sisters, help us. If you see a sister commenting in the collective that has not been connected to a group, please make sure you invite them to your group or make sure you connect them with someone, all right? No sister left behind. Hey, sister-in-law. All right, now we're ready to jump in. I think I'm done with all my announcements. You know, they tell me all these things I'm supposed to do. You know, Kendra likes bossing me around. And when we're in the circle, I let her boss me just a little bit. All right, sisters, let's jump in. I want to do something a little bit different. I do want to go to the book, and then I'm going to go to the word that I want to share with you for this morning. So we all know that day 3 in the circle is our You Win Day. You Win Day. So day 3, we are on day 3 of our nudge, day 3 of our journey this month. And the word for today is You Win. And for those of you that have our books, please make sure you dust off your book. Go find your book if you haven't been in it. It's interesting. I went back and I started to see some prayers that I've written that God has answered. So go back and look and remind yourself of what God has done. But I do want to just read a little bit of what our CP put in this book before I jump into our word for today. And she says, today I want you to know that you are victorious. It may not seem like it. It may not feel like it, but you are victorious. If you stay close to God, victory is inevitable. And the setting for today's message comes out of 1 Samuel chapter 30, verse 8. And in this particular chapter, the entire city had been raided, and the land, everything that they had, children, family, cattle, everything, houses, completely raided, rummaged through, rampage, destruction had hit. And it didn't just hit them individually, it hit them collectively, and it hit home. You know those things that get real close to home, those things that come in close proximity to you. So imagine coming back from doing what you thought you were supposed to be doing, only to come back to nothing but destruction and despair. And this is where our day 3 picks up. And in true Sister Circle fashion, I figured I would do an ode to our CP and our Circle City sisters. I'm going to read this out of the Gen Z translation. So 1 Samuel 30, it says it like this. David hit God up like this. Should I go after these guys? Will I catch them? And God was like, bet. I like that wording. Says, bet. Chase them down. You're going to catch them and get everything back. No cap. Sisters, I want to talk to you about getting everything back. No cap. First and foremost, we have to understand throughout life, life is always going to life. We are not exempt from life happening to us because we love Jesus. As a matter of fact, because we do love him, our Bibles tell us that we have many days. They are full of trouble. But here's the assurance that every believer has. We win because God will deliver us out of all of our trouble. David and his men returned from Ziklag to find their city burned, families taken, and everything that they had gone. They were weeping out loud. They had no strength. Sisters, have you ever found yourself in a place where life has lifed you so badly that you're like, Lord, I have no more strength? David's own men at this point are mad with him. They turn on him. Here you have this leader with no support. He's in pain and he's surrounded by loss. How many of you can relate to that? But unlike most of us, David doesn't respond. And this is what I want you to walk away from with our conversation today with sisters. Before you respond, I want you to do 3 things. Put this in the chat for me. I want you to pause. I want you to pray. And then I want you to pursue. Before you respond, I want you to pause. I want you to pray. And then I want you to pursue. David did something so powerful. He turned to God instead of turning to despair. Verse 6 in the same text tells us, David encouraged himself in the Lord. See, you're not going to be able to encourage yourself strolling your social media, looking for affirmations and inspirations from other people. When you find yourself in trouble like this, there's only one place to go. There's only one place to turn. There is one place that you need to seek out. And you can only find those things in your prayer closet, sister. We spend a lot of time trying to fill these areas in our life with all these other extra added things. But I want you to be reminded that you must first pause, then you must pray, and then we will pursue. Before the battle, before each battle, you have to seek out God's will for your life. You can't get to the battle and be trying to figure out. You got to already know when you get there. You got to know what the instructions are that God has given you. Yeah, I like that team, the Triple P. You have to turn to God for your instructions. David, before he even went down to the battleground, found strength in God. That's what we get in prayer. And there was power that he found in an inquiring of God. David says, it says in Samuel 30:8 that David inquired of the Lord. That's in the old school version, right? Ladies, here's your first key to victory. You got to ask. You got to say, Father, what shall I do? Right? There's an old gospel song. I believe it's Vanessa Bell Armstrong. If Mama Nash is on, she probably knows this one. It says, what shall I do? What steps should I take? What move should I make? And sisters, I would submit to you, many of us spent more time inquiring than responding, more time inquiring than just jumping to conclusions. We would have a lot different outcomes showing up in our lives. So sisters, I want to take you back for a minute. Those of you that are of a certain age, middle age like me, maybe a little bit older, maybe some of y'all younger sisters know this. There's an old game that we used to play. It's a hood game. This is when people used to play outside. And it was called Mother May I. I want to take a little twist on that and say, Father, may I? Who remembers that game? If you remember, put that in the chat. Don't make me be old by myself. Come on. Don't leave me out here by myself. I know some of y'all remember that. And the way that the game went, it was one child standing on the starting line would stand back, and then there would be another child at the finish line. That child at the finish line represented the mother. And in our example, we're going to say father, right? And everyone else stood at the starting line. And then you would say, may I take 3 giant steps? And the person on the finish line would say, yes, you may, or no, you may not. If you moved without asking, or you moved before they said yes, what happened, sisters? You had to go all the way back to the beginning. You lost the progress that you had made because you did not ask first. You did not inquire. You did not seek. Sisters, many of you are experiencing setbacks because you have moved out of emotion. You have moved out of your own fear. You've moved because of other people. You've moved over insecurity. And it has caused you to get set back because you did not inquire of the Father what you should do. You can't just take a step because you want to. You need, here's another P word for you, permission from the one that's in charge. I know, you think you're running things. I know, you think you are all that in a bag of chips. You are. But sis, as God give you this hard truth, you are not the boss of you. And I know we struggle with that because many of us feel like this is my life and I can do what I want, but your life is not your own. You have been bought with a price. And so we relinquish control over our life and we submit ourselves to the will of God. So how I want you to see this application of this example of this childhood game we were talking about, we're going to call it Father May I. In any moment of heartbreak or confusion, just like David, you can't just run into battle. Those of you that studied psychology a little bit, there's always this idea of fight or flight. I would submit many of us do too much fighting or too much flighting and not enough seeking of God. We just run in. Right? If you kind of, some of y'all like me, we're a little rah-rah, right? Some of y'all a little scary, y'all retreat. The less scarier ones of us, we just head on. We don't care. And I want you to see the example that David is the king of God's people. He could have said, I'm the leader. I'm going to handle this my way. But instead, he paused. He prayed before he pursued. And he asked, Father, may I pursue? Will I win? And what was God's response? God's response was, yes, you may. You will overtake and you will recover all. Sisters, can I tell you that's the same word that God is speaking to you today? You have been pursuing and asking God, and God's saying to someone this morning, yes, you may pursue. Yes, you will overtake. And yes, you will recover all. The inquiry came before the instruction. The permission came before the pursuit. And we get these things out of order. We can't afford to go out of order, sisters. There is an order to how God does this. Victory is guaranteed, but victory is won when you follow God's patterns, when you follow God's instructions, when you follow God's order. And just like in the game of Mother May I, if you move without asking the Father, you end up setting yourself up for setbacks, or you take a step in the wrong direction. Come on, how many of us have taken a step in the wrong direction? You had good intentions, but your inquiry was off. So you took a step in the wrong direction. Or you made the inquiry, but you didn't wait on the answer. When you wait on the Lord, when you ask, Father, may I, he's going to give you three things, sisters. First, he's going to give you clarity. That's the green light. It gives you clear direction for where you're going. You don't want to just pursue aimlessly. Come on, sisters. We don't have time for aimless pursuits. We don't have time for frivolous pursuits. We don't have time for pursuits that don't yield fruit. Not in this season. In this season, we need to make sure that we are pursuing things that are aligned with God's purpose for our life. The second thing he's going to give you when you ask the Father, may I, he gives you the confidence to move forward, because once he speaks it, it's guaranteed that you will win. You're not moving in fear, you're moving in faith. This is not an exercise in futility, it's an exercise in faith. And then the last thing he's going to give you is completion. You will succeed. You will not just have good success. You will have great success. You have godly success. God will give you grace to finish, and you will recover more than what you lost. Come on, put that in the chat. I'm going to recover more than what I lost. Women of faith, I want you to take this application into your life. Before you jump back, somebody needs to hear me, into that relationship, I want you to ask, Father, may I? Before you launch that business or ministry, I want you to ask, Father, may I? Before you take another step in the direction that you think you're supposed to be, I want you to ask, Father, may I? Before you try to fix what only God can do, I want you to say, Father, may I? Before you address your children, oh, help me, I want you to say, Father, may I? Because, and I need you to get this, sister, because this is what trips us up all the time. Because it looks like a good idea doesn't mean it's a God idea. Come on, sisters, put that in the chat. Just because it looks like a good idea doesn't mean it's a God idea. Just because it looks good to you doesn't mean it's good for you. Come on, you know, y'all made some decisions about relationships. He looked good, but he wasn't godly for you. Come on, I'm talking to myself right now. Just because it's a good idea does not mean it's God's idea for your life. We must always seek the Father for his will for our life. Father, may I trust in God over our gut instincts. Come on, can I go a little deeper? David returns to Ziklag with his men, and he finds his home burned down, his wives and children are taken, and his people, his men, are turning on him. This is a kind of pain that would make anyone want to what? Act fast or to react. And come on, tell the truth. We like to overreact. David is a mighty warrior. He's a seasoned fighter. He's a leader. He had the skills, the strategy, the stamina, and time. Y'all know we like to say that. I got time today. He had all of that. And he had everything from a worldly standpoint to chase down that enemy and make him pay. He could have easily said, this is what I do. I do this with no problem. I eat people like this for breakfast. I fight battles. Let's go. And honestly, in the moment, looking at all of the destruction around him, it may have sounded like a good idea. He was protecting his people. He was going after what's his. He was taking control. Come on, sisters, this sounds like a lot of us. But watch this. David does not move out of instinct. Can I say that again? David does not move out of his own instinct. Even though his experience told him he could win, even though his pain told him he should move, even though his men expected him to lead, he still paused. He still prayed before he pursued, and he asked, Father, may I? Sisters, I want to encourage somebody. You need to go back to the Father. Maybe you find yourself in a place today and you're looking at what's going on around you. And I'm going to say, sister, did you consider seeking out God's will before you made that decision? Here's where we bring it home. How many times have we jumped at something that looked good? That relationship that felt right, but it broke us down. It left us worse off than when we started. That job opportunity that paid more, but drained you of all your strength and energy. That move that you made out of panic, but not out of prayer. Women of God, you can't make panic-filled moves. We're making prayerful moves. And we realize after we act out of our emotion, not out of instruction, we chased a good idea, but not a God idea. Sisters, I don't know about you, but in this season of my life, I'm not looking to chase any more good ideas. You can keep your good ideas. I need to be chasing after God ideas. I need to be chasing after what is it that God wants for me. David's pause mattered. When he inquired of the Lord, he was saying, I know what I could do. Sisters, do you find yourself in a situation? Is it just me where I could say, oh, I know what I could do. I know who I can call. I know how I could work this out. But instead of saying to the Lord, I know what I can do, I want to challenge you to say, Lord, tell me what should I do? Because what I know I could do, come on, sisters, be honest, I can mess up some stuff. I can blow some stuff up. I might get it done, but everybody's going to be battered and bruised by the time I'm finished. And is God getting edification out of that? No. Our pause matters. How we win matters. So be like David. Say, Lord, tell me what I should do. And God didn't just say yes to him. God gave him a full download. He told him, pursue, you will overtake, and you will recover all. That wasn't just permission. This was prophetic instruction. God does not just speak to our problems. He speaks to our purpose and his plan for us. And just like in the game that we played as a child, when that one child is on the finish line, that person is where I'm trying to get to. They're where I want to be. They've already laid out the path and the course for us. Why not trust that leading and guiding? It would help many of us avoid so many pitfalls, so many detours, if we would just pause, pray, and then pursue. I got to say that again. You got to pause, pray, then pursue. Just because you could do, that's it, Pastor Mo. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Come on, sometimes just because I could blow you up doesn't mean that I should. Just because I can expose what they did to me doesn't mean that I should. Just because I have the ammunition, and Lord knows sometimes I feel like justified and letting some folk have it. That is not God's plan for me. And sometimes the plan is to keep my mouth shut. I can't render evil for evil. I can't repay the people what they've given to me. This is why I got to pray, because Shekinah, Oh no, baby. I like to get my get back. I want to get my lick back. But we can't get lick backs. Sometimes, sisters, and I hate to say this because we don't like this, but it's true. Sometimes you got to take the short-term L. You got to take that setback because God is setting you up for where he's taking you. For us as women of faith, women of wisdom, women of prayer, in our world today, we are constantly bombarded with pressure to move, to fix, to hustle, to chase, to respond. But as kingdom women, we must remember we don't just need good plans. We need God's plans. I don't want any old plan for my life. I want what is God's plan for my life. A good idea might fix something temporarily, but a God idea will restore what was lost, heal what was broken, and bless everything attached to you. Sisters, I don't know about you, but I need God to bless everything attached to me. I need him to bless my children, bless my family, bless my ministry, bless people around me that aren't even saved, that don't even know God. That's winning, right? I'm not going to settle for the short-term quick fix. I want a permanent solution. I want a permanent restoration. Father May I is not just a game, it is a life principle. And I want to strongly encourage all of you, before you text them back, Father May I. Before you submit that application, Father May I. Before you launch that vision, Father May I. Before you address your husband, is this mic on? Before you address your husband or your children, Father, may I. For my corporate girlies, before you reply to that email at work today, your camera's not frozen. I just want to make sure y'all hear me. Father, may I. Before you start with per my previous email, y'all know how we do in corporate. Father, may I. All my social media girlies, before you put up that post, before you post that pic, before you send that subliminal status, Father, may I. Because we don't want to be outside of his will for our life. He's not just giving us a yes. He has to give us his permission. And when he gives us his permission with his yes, he's handing you power, protection, and purpose. Sisters, I want to leave you with this, and we're going to pray out of the closet today. This is what our declaration for today is. Father, I don't want what just looks good. I want what's God. I don't want what looks good. I want what's God. I will not move off of instinct. I will move by instruction. I will pause. I will pray. And then I will pursue only if you say yes. Let me give it to you out of the closet as our CP gave it to us, and then we're going to close for today. It says, Father, I come to you today, first praising and thanking you for who you are in my life. Thank you for bringing me to this new day. And I pray a covering over my life today as well as my sisters as I begin this new day, Lord. I ask that you protect my passion for you today. Help me to stay rooted and grounded in you and you alone. I ask that you take me, that you make me like David, that I would be a woman after your own heart, As the deer panteth after the water brook, so does my soul long for you, O Father. I desire your direction and guidance and encouragement, your anointing, your wisdom. Lord, keep me wrapped in your presence that I might walk in your perfect will. Ask that you restore my passion for prayer today. And I know that my prayers will lift up a standard against the enemy. Lord, I ask you to ignite power in my worship. As I pray, God, cause supernatural change to occur through my prayer life. Sisters, I want you to remember we want what God has for us, not just what's good, not what looks good, not what feels good, but what God's will is for your life. Sisters, I love you. God bless you. And we will see you tomorrow morning. It's weekend nudging, so we will see you tomorrow at 8:30. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. God bless.
Sister Circle, yeah. Sister Circle, screaming out. Sister Circle, yeah. Sister Circle, screaming out. Screaming out.
Between a rock and a hard place, looking for somewhere to call a safe space, where women crowd around and say it's okay. They all about their action, so they gon' pray.